Good morning, students. In economics, we are on second chapter. Chapter number 2. In chapter number 2, we have done use value, exchange value and price, then goods and services, types of goods. Then 2.4 wealth and welfare you are not required to do. Then direct comes on 2.8. 2.8 topic is factors of production. Factors of production. Now, factors of production we all know: land, labor, capital and entrepreneur. So, short definition and its features are given. First of all, land. And what is factors of production? That is also given, meaning there are topic is given, there are 4 factors of production. So, directly come on topic land. In general understanding, land may mean the surface of earth livable for mankind. Means surface of earth in common or general language, the surface of earth is called land. But in economics, the concept of land is more inclusive. Now, what is the actual meaning of land in economics? According to Marshall, all natural assets which help in production or economic activities constitute land. This is the actual meaning of land in economics. So, according to Marshall, all natural assets which helps in production or economic activities which helps in production or economic activities constitute land. That is climate of particular part of earth, water resources, these are the examples of land, water resources, then particular part of climate, then fertility, mineral resources, all of these constitute land. And we all know climate of different area is different, water resources are somewhere in abundant quantity, somewhere in shortage, then fertility power, different types of soils are there. So all these parts constitute land which help in production or any other economic activities. That is called land. So in short, you have to do only definition plus characteristics. Now, first one is characteristics. First one is land is a gift of nature. Land is a gift of nature and not man-made. Second one is the total supply of land is fixed. Total supply of land is fixed. Third one is Land is geographically immobile. Land is geographically immobile. And fourth, all types of lands are different. All types of land are different in terms of fertility, climate condition, resources, etc. And fifth one is called the remuneration. The remuneration of land as a factor of production, is called rent. So these are the characteristics of a land. First, you are familiar with all these points. First one is, it is a gift of nature. We all know it is not man-made. Simple point. Second characteristics, the total supply of land is fixed. We all know that we cannot expand, we cannot increase land. Third one is, land is geographically immobile. Now what is the meaning of geographically immobile? Means we cannot shift a particular piece of land from one place to another place. It is fixed. In second point, land is already fixed, so we cannot shift any particular type of land, piece of land, from one place to another place. Fourth one is, that is called geographically immobile. Fourth one is, all types of lands are different. We all know, in terms of fertility, in terms of climate condition, in terms of resources, in terms of soil also. Means different types of soils are available in different parts or region of a country or world. Then their fertility power is also different. Climatic condition is different. Resources are different. Means somewhere else, in some countries crude oil is available in abundant quantity. In some countries there is no even a single drop of crude oil. In the same way, iron is available in abundant quantity in India, which is not available in other neighboring countries. Means on the basis of fertility, on the basis of soil, on the basis of climatic condition, resources, we can say that land are different in different parts of country. And last one is the remuneration, the return. Means whenever we are taking natural resources for production process, whatever amount we are making payment, that payment is called rent. So this is about first factor of production, that is land. Once again, according to Marshall, all the natural assets which helps in production or performing other economic activities is called land. Characteristics of land is, it is a free gift of nature which is not man-made. Second one is, total supply of land is fixed. Then land is geographically immobile. Immobile means we cannot shift a particular piece of land from one place to another place. All types of land are different in terms of fertility, climatic condition, soil, resources. And last one is, the return of land is called rent. So this is about first factor of production. After that, second one is labor. Labor means physical or intellectual work by humans in order to earn income, which is done under the supervision by some authority, is called labor. So in simple language, physical or intellectual here means mental work. Physical or intellectual work by humans or by human being in order to earn income. Physical or intellectual work by human being in order to earn income is called labor. Under the supervision of some authority, that is not required. Physical or here we are talking of physical means those who are doing physical work, means they are not doing any mental work. For example, I am teaching you, this is intellectual work. I am not doing physical work. Those who are doing physical work, they are also called labor. There is difference between labor and laborers. Another word is laborers. Laborers means human being, and labor means hard work, hardship. The hardship, either it is in the form of physical work or either it is in the form of intellectual work. But hardship performed by laborers or human being in order to earn income, that is called labor. That hardship is called labor. Hard work is called labor. So once again, physical or intellectual work, once again here means mental work. Those who are doing work by providing their mental services, mental capacity, that is called intellectual work. And those who are performing the work through means in physical form, that is called physical. Physical or intellectual work by human being means laborers in order to earn income. Income may be of different types, is called labor. Means that hardship performed by human being is called labor. Now characteristics. Characteristics are, so any 4 characteristics you have to do. First one is labor cannot be separated from the laborer. First point. Labor cannot be separated from laborer. So any 4 point you can take of your own choice. Labor cannot be stored. Labor cannot be stored. Third one is easy one. The efficiency of every laborer is different. The efficiency of every laborer is different. Fourth one is the supply of labor is depend upon population. And last one is fifth, The remuneration means payment. The remuneration for labor is called wages. So any 4 points you can take. I have taken 5 points. Labor cannot be separated from laborer. Once again, labor means hard work, laborer means human being. So whatever skill, whatever capacity, whatever ability a person has, a laborer has, it cannot be separated from him. For example, whatever knowledge I have regarding OC, economics, CCSP, account, state, nobody can take this knowledge from me. Means my knowledge cannot be separated from me. That is called laborer. Skill or ability cannot be separated from the laborer. Second one is labor cannot be stored. Labor means again hardship, hard work cannot be stored. For example, if I had not worked for 3 days, it does not mean that 4th day I will work of all the 3 days altogether. It is not possible for me. I have some capacity to do work. So labor or hardship cannot be stored. Third one is simple one. The efficiency of every laborer is different. Capability, ability, efficiency, experience, knowledge of every laborer. Laborer does not mean the word laborer which we have seen, those who are doing physical. Laborer means any individual who is doing economic activity. He may be owner, he may be teacher, he may be doctor. Every person who is doing economic activities are called laborer in economics. So the capacity, the ability, experience, knowledge, skill of every laborer is different. Fourth one is the supply of labor depends upon its population. Means the country where density of population is very high, in those countries supply of labor is also high. And the countries where density of population is low, means population is low, in such countries the supply of labor is less. Remuneration, whatever hard work, hardship a laborer is providing, means whatever economic activities they are doing, in return whatever they are receiving, that received amount is called wages. In simple language, return on labor is called wages. So this is about labor, physical or intellectual work performed by human being. Physical or intellectual work, once again, physical or intellectual work performed by human being in order to earn income is called labor. Labor means hardship, characteristics. Labor cannot be separated from laborer, means his capacity, his ability cannot be separated from that particular human being or laborer. It cannot be stored, means hardship cannot be stored. The efficiency, ability, capability, knowledge, skill cannot be, is different in different laborers. And the supply of labor depends upon population also, where the population is very high. In such countries, laborers are available in abundant quantity. And last one is the return on labor is called wages. The land and labor is completed. Now third one is capital. Capital. In modern times, only you have to understand only one line definition. In modern times, capital is considered to be highly important factor of production. All, now actual meaning of capital, all man-made goods, in simple language you can say machineries. Either it is huge machinery, small machinery, but all man-made goods means machineries. All man-made goods which help in production in production is called capital. All here already it is written man-made. So we can add one more sentence that it is man-made factor of production. But here already we have written, that's why there is no need. Only one sentence you can write regarding definition of capital. What is capital? All man-made goods which help in production is called capital, like plant and machineries. So these are the example. This is the example of capital. Now characteristics. So here only 4 points are given. So 4 points you have to do. First one is first characteristics, first feature of capital. It is a man-made factor of production. It is a man-made factor of production. Plant, machineries, other equipments which, for example, in agricultural sector, thresher is used. Thresher in order to remove unwanted grass, unwanted plants. Thresher is a kind of machine. So any kind of machine which helps in production, that is called capital, and all types of machineries and plant and machineries are man-made. So it is a man-made factor of production. Second one is, it is the most mobile of all factors of production. It is the most mobile. It is the most mobile of all factors of production. Third one is, the increasing demand for capital in present times owing to increasing capital intensive methods of production has resulted in increasing scarcity of this factor. Means now in modern times, in simple language I am writing here, in modern times, due to adoption of capital intensive production technique, in modern times, due to adoption of capital intensive production technique, demand for capital increases. Fourth point is related with third point. Due to increase in demand, for capital, there is a scarcity. There is a scarcity of such factor of production, or in short we can write there is a scarcity. Fifth one is return. Return on capital is called interest. Return on capital is called interest. Means whenever we are purchasing machinery, plant, whatever payment we are making, that payment is called interest. The return on capital is called interest. Now 4 factors. First one is, it is a man-made factors of production, no doubt. each type of plant and machinery, any kind of machineries, whether it is small machinery for making pen, for making calculator, or big machineries, every type of plant and machineries are man-made factor. It is the most mobile. Most mobile means the most movable factor of production. For example, aircrafts are produced by France, Rafale aircrafts. It was supplied to different countries. But that aircraft is most mobile. Means any kind of machineries. Various machineries are produced in one country. It is supplied to various countries. That is most mobile. Machinery is a factor of, machinery is an example of capital. So all machineries are not produced in a particular country. Machineries are produced in different countries. Different types of machineries are produced in different countries and it is supplied across the world. So that's why among all factors of production, this is the most mobile, most movable factor of production. Now third, in modern times, due to adoption of capital intensive production technique, capital intensive production technique means for production we are adopting two methods. One is called capital intensive production technique and other is called labor intensive production technique. Instead of capital, labor intensive production technique. Capital intensive production technique is that technique in which more machineries but less labors are used. Where machineries are more and labors are less, such method is called capital intensive production technique. And labor intensive technique, where number of labors means labors are more and machineries are less. For example, cottage industry, household means small scale industries. In such type of industries, labors are more and machineries are less. Whereas huge industries, basic and heavy industries, iron industry, steel industry, or means huge industries are based on capital intensive production technique where machineries are more. So it means the industries which are adopting capital intensive production technique, their demand for capital means machineries, increases. And fourth point is related with third point. Since various industries are nowadays based on capital intensive production technique, that's why demand for machineries means capital increases. That's why as a result there is shortage of machineries according to demand. Every industries are demanding machineries. According to that demand, countries are not able to produce such machineries. That's why there is a shortage of machineries. And last simple one, the return on capital is called interest. The third topic is completed. Fourth and last one is entrepreneur. In simple meaning of entrepreneur is owner, industrialist, that is they are called entrepreneur. But definition is the person who is taking risk for the production of goods or services, that person is called entrepreneur. Now meaning in textbook, entrepreneur is that factor which brings together all other factors of production for the production process. means entrepreneur is that person, that factor of production we can say. This is also one of the factor of production. So entrepreneur is that factor of production which combined all other factors of production like land, labor, capital. Why they are combining such factors of production? For the production process. For the production process. Another meaning, entrepreneur is the person who sets up the enterprise, who sets up the enterprise. Enterprise means any kind of business unit. The person who is setting up any kind of business unit, that person is called entrepreneur. One more point in the same sentence I am writing. Entrepreneur is the risk taker. Entrepreneur is the risk taker who takes the risk of setting up an activity. Activity means here economic activity. Setting up an economic activity. Now, what are the characteristics? Again, any 4 points, and in this topic 4 points are given only. The first one is, this factor is the decision maker of the activity. This factor is the decision maker of the activity. Second point, this factor is known as risk taking factor. This factor is known as risk taking factor. Third one is, it possesses the quality of coordination. In other words, entrepreneurship is a quality. It possesses the quality of coordination. And fourth, last one is return. Return or remuneration of this factor the remuneration of this factor is called profit. So last point is entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is that factor, or we can say entrepreneur are those human beings which brings together all other factors of production, means land, labor and capital. They are combining these factors of production for the production process, means for the production of various types of goods and services in order to satisfy the wants of each and every human being. That person means the person who sets up the enterprise, means who establish any kind of business unit for producing goods, for providing goods or services. Such person such human being is called entrepreneur. Means entrepreneur is that person who is taking risk. Taking risk means by setting up an economic activity, because whenever they are establishing or setting up any business activity, we all know that business is full of risk and uncertainties. It means they are ready to take every kind of risk. They are ready to face every kind of risk. The person who is taking risk by establishing business or industry, means to perform economic activity, means to produce goods or services, that person is called entrepreneur. Now, what are the characteristics of entrepreneur? This factor means entrepreneur is the decision maker of the activity, means he is deciding that which type of business he needs to establish. After establishing business, he is making different types of plans for the progress, for the success of business. So entrepreneur is the decision maker of the activity, of the economic activity. This factor is also known as risk taking factor. We have already done that business is full of risk and uncertainties. So the person who is ready to face, ready to take such type of risk, such person only can establish business. Third one is it poses the quality of coordination. Coordination here means entrepreneur is bringing land, labor and capital. By combining these factors of production, means entrepreneur is combining all these factors of production, then production of any goods and services is possible, or we can say that performance of economic activity is possible when entrepreneur is combining all these factors. But how to combine these factors, in what proportion these factors will be combined? Means, for example, if entrepreneur has one machinery, on one machinery how much labor should be employed? Such type of coordination he has to, means a balance he has to maintain for the production of goods and services. So such type of qualities entrepreneur must have for the production of goods and services. So it poses the quality of coordination. And last simple point, remuneration or return of this factor is called profit. So land, return of land is rent, labor, return of labor is wages, then entrepreneur profit and capital interest. So this topic is completed. Now